meaning, a fierce commitment to attending of our teams at Kent State University and leading reflect well on Kent State when our student athletes success on the field, but not having success. And so after about 30 minutes of laying this out for Kenny, I asked him just one question. So if you Kenny, describe to me how you would fit in with these expectations. Kent State University, and with well-chosen examples and leadership in exactly the areas that make Kent State the Kenny, to have you here, have your family joining us as it turns out that that's the job of our athletics director and his really crack team. And I say that as I conclude my remarks by appreciating the leadership that Randall Richmond has provided in this process and every day as our athletics director. Again, welcome, Kenny. We're so glad you're here. And I'll now take
I want to give a shout out to the original Kenni Burns Sr., as he's doing. How big that is. He drove all the way here in his mission through and through. You know how their family is. Hey, I'm here for set out to fill this position. We went into the archive. Yielded success. We spoke with former coaches, polled us many years before, and 5 things stood out. In the morning, needed to be with the same passion, excitement, and greater Kent community throughout the day and throughout the night. Who believed they could win here and could instill belief. Command presence. We needed a person who, when they stepped into our leader, that person is in charge. And we're third, accountability. We needed administrators to a higher standard, someone who would be holding and preserving the dignity of the person. Who knew what it would take to win in a league with immense hard-nosed student athlete and an ability to recruit. We needed someone who was elite at their craft, and Kenni articulate how they would implement a level of explosive. Our wish list made Santa blush, right? We're asking for a bit. But apparently we here in the Kent community have been really nice this year because we found all that and even more in Kenni. There is no more prepared person to be a head coach who's never been a head coach than Kenni Burns. His championship pedigree, clear vision for the program, strong and demonstrated leadership, surface, all leaped off the screen when we reviewed his materials. He has been intentionally groomed for this exact moment throughout. Assistant head coach and designated number 2 behind head coach Pete. Best teacher of the running back position in the country, and that's not an exaggeration. He has received an outpouring of love, appreciation, positive impact he's had on others' lives throughout his career. Of all teach or lead, they first and foremost was and is. Kenni, through his Kent Grit mantra, State football. Please join me in welcoming the 23rd head coach of our Kent State football program, Mr. Kenni Burns.
You know, as a coach, you sit here, you think of this moment over and over. You never know when that time will come, but I'm extremely humbled. University. I want to start by saying this is a dream come true. Players may be a better husband, a better father, and a better coach. I'm forever grateful for those players. They touched my life more than they could ever know. And I hope they understand that. I hope they know I appreciate that. And I thank them for pouring into my life as much as I poured into their life. And that's what it's all about to me. I want to also thank President Dyken for his vision, his understanding of exactly what Kent Grit was and seeing how it married together. I want to thank him for that. I want to thank Randall for his energy. I mean, I've never seen someone affect so many people with this positivity and his energy to lead and to be a positive influence on our student athlete's life. I want to thank Greg and Jesse for their organization and the process and their detail and going through every single step to make sure it was exactly right. I want to thank Sean Lewis, who put the foundation down to make this thing great, along with Paul Haynes and Daryl Hazel. I'm excited to be here, but I wouldn't be here without PJ Fleck. PJ Fleck is a life changer. He's the definition of a servant leader. He made sure from the day I walked in there and I sat in his office that all of his journey would be to get me standing in front of you. And every day he demonstrated that with how he led me to be a better man and a better coach and a better father. And I thank him for that. I thank Joe Traynor, Dell Lennon, and Craig Bull for giving me the opportunity to stand here in front of you and giving me my first shot to be a coach at the Division II, Division I AA, and the FBS level. And we did great things and winning championships together. I want to thank my brothers, my assistant coaches back at University of Minnesota, Brian Callahan, Kurt Chiraka, Matt Simon, and Greg Harbaugh. who every day we grinded to build something great there, and I'll miss you dearly. I obviously want to finish by thanking my family. My mom, Melody, my father, Kenny, my sisters, Angie and Kirsten, my in-laws, Rick and Brenda, and my 3 brothers. I got 2 sisters, no brothers. My wife's got 3 brothers, perfect marriage. Derek, Bo, and Tanner for believing in me. And I'll finish with thanking my squad, I call them. My wife, Sierra, my son, Cohen, and my daughter, Isaiah, she's named herself the assistant head coach, just so you know, so that position's gone, who will be here with us. So we're excited to be here. We're proud to be your head coach. And I want to start by just telling you a story how a guy like me from Springfield, Illinois, Peoria, Illinois, is sitting here in front of you. And that story starts with my mom and my dad, who had me at a very, very young age, at 16 and 18. And they had many times where they wanted to quit, where it got a little too hard, where their dreams and their goals seemed a little bit outlandish. And I think about my mom in this story because my mom, she was a teenage mom, but she never gave up on herself. She went to college. She found a way to become a correctional officer after dropping out of high school, and then become a major at a prison, and then become a warden of a prison. And she led me with this whole unconquerable will mindset. So you ask me where grit comes from. That's where it comes from. The idea of growing, responding, doing it with integrity, and doing it together with some other people can create great things. And that's what we're going to do here. And I found an institution that does exactly that, that grows, that responds to whatever issues they might have financially, academically, that does it with tremendous amount of integrity. And all you have to do is walk in our athletic building to see the togetherness that's there, and that's special. So when you talk about the marriage, it was right there, right in front of my eyes, and I saw it from the beginning. But how are we going to do that as a football team? We're going to grow academically, athletically, socially, and spiritually. Academically, we're going to sit in the first 2 rows. We're going to wear collar shirts. We're going to engage with our professors. We're going to do what I call +3. Just be 3 points better than you were the last semester, and you'll reach all your goals. Athletically, we're going to change our best. We're going to change our best every single day just to be a little bit better than we were the day before and get bigger, faster, stronger, and build on what Sean and Paul and Darryl have done here so far. Socially, we're going to brand our student athletes. We're going to make sure they understand that they play for the name on the front, but they represent the name on the back. And make sure when they leave this institution that they have all the tools they need to be successful and attack their life. And then spiritually, it's not a religion, but we're going to know what serving and giving is. Giving back to our community, giving back to each other, being the best version of ourselves through our Gopher for Life, or through our Flash for Life program. Yeah, thank you, PJ. That has really encompassed this whole idea of creating the holistic player. But with that, that's our mindset, and that's what we're going to attack. And our style of play is not going to change. It's going to be flash fast. We're going to bring our defense along with that, and our special teams do the same thing. And we're going to win MAC championships, go to BCS bowl games, and bring Kent State to the national scene and national stage. I appreciate you. I am so honored to be your head coach. And this is going to be fun. This is going to be exciting. And this is going to transform lives of our student athletes to make them special and always remember Kent State University. Thank you so much.
We're going to give a couple minutes opportunities for some photo opportunities up here on the stage and around the building. So we'll take about 5 or 10 minutes and we'll reconvene for some Q&A with our media and other constituents. Thank you.